So in 5.7, we're answering this essential question, how do properties of exponents and logarithms help us to solve equations? So we're going to look at different types of logarithmic and exponential equations and figure out ways that we can manipulate the bases or maybe apply inverse operations in order to solve. Okay. So let's suppose that b is greater than 0 and not equal to 1. And if I have an exponential equation that have the same base on both sides, then I know that the exponents have to be equal to each other. So if we look at this very simplified to start, right? If I know that 3 cubed has to be equal to 3 to the power of x, since the bases are the same, I know that the exponents also have to be equal to each other. So I know that x would have to be equal to 3. Okay. So we can use that property in example 1 to help us with solving for x in the equation. So we've got 1/2 raised to the power of x plus 7 is equal to 4 raised to the power of 3x. Okay. So right now we don't have the same bases, but we can rewrite each of these in order to have the same base. So if I look at the left side of the equation, I'm thinking, how can I rewrite 1/2 in a different way? Well, I can rewrite 1/2 as 2 to the negative 1 power. So instead of having 1/2, I can say 2 to the negative 1 power. That's also being raised to x plus 7. Okay. On my right side, I can rewrite 4 as having a base of 2 as well. So I can say 2 squared raised to the 3x power. Now that my equations have the same base, I can set the powers equal to each other. So I'm focusing on setting this power and this power set equal to each other. If we think of our power to a power rule, I'm using multiplication here. And then from here, I can simplify. If I distribute my negative 1 and multiply 2 and 3x together, I can get negative x minus 7 equals 6x. I can add x to both sides. I would get negative 7 equals 7x, so x has to be equal to negative 1. So now looking at example 1, I want you to go ahead and try it on the next page. Go ahead and try A and B by rewriting each of those bases so they have the same base, then set the exponents equal to each other and solve for x. You can check 1A and 1B on that formative assignment and then move on to the next video.